Hello everyone, welcome back. I'm going to show you guys what I got for the month of June, give you guys my haul. But going to the movie theater recently, they've just been, movie theaters in general, been pumping out some really neat popcorn buckets, which is really random. It's not really something I planned on trying to collect, but now it's just kind of happened. So I'm going to show you guys a couple of the popcorn buckets because since, from what I understand, which I could be totally wrong, from what I understand, is popcorn buckets are a lot of the proceeds when you buy a popcorn bucket, from what I hear, goes to the theater. That could be completely wrong. That's just what I've heard. So it's sort of like a collector's thing to support movie theaters. That's how it was presented to me. I could be completely wrong about that. That's just what I've heard. Regardless whether it's true or not, they have been putting out some really neat ones, so I've been buying some. So I'll show you guys what I got recently. They are both from Jaws, because of the 15th anniversary, which is random that they're re-releasing the movie in theaters in next month instead of for the 50th, but you know, is what it is. So here is the first one. Yeah, it doesn't really look much like a popcorn bucket. It's kind of hard to show you guys, but it does have the shark in the background. So yeah, you can see the scuba diver here. It's just really hard to see, which just really sucks, but yeah, so it's pretty cool. It's got that quote on the top, it's pretty neat, and it's got 50th anniversary on the bottom, so it's kind of cool. Of course, the top comes off. You can use a popcorn bucket. I didn't. I ended up putting my Jaws movie in here, which I want to do a separate video to show you guys. So here's this one. The second one looks like a popcorn bucket. It's sort of like almost like a sand pail bucket from the movie. So here is the popcorn bucket. So this one, yeah, obviously this one looks more like a popcorn bucket. I think it's pretty cool. These are just enormously huge, and you get crap ton of popcorn in here if you put popcorn in it at the theater. So, which is a thing because a lot of people aren't really putting popcorn in their popcorn buckets. They're just buying the popcorn buckets to collect the popcorn buckets instead of putting popcorn in the popcorn buckets. People are just collecting the popcorn buckets. So that's what I'm doing, is what it is. All right, so enough of that. Let's dive into the movies. So with I Know What You Did Last Summer, I have seen the original one. I've not seen the sequels, and I want to see the new one. I've heard the sequels aren't really all that great, but I had heard some decent things about at least the second one. So I got it on Blu-ray. So I have it here. I do plan on watching this before the new one comes out, just because I want to, there may not really be anything about this movie that's in the new one, but I still want to see it anyway. It's just a completionist thing. It's just an internal completionist thing. When I see a movie that's movie number one, and there's a new one coming out that there are sequels or prequels in between, I'm going to try to watch them all before the new one comes out. So that's what I'm doing with I Know What You Did Last Summer. The movie I'll Always Know What You Did Last Summer is something I hear is just kind of crap. But I am going to form my own opinion, and if I think it's crap, then so be it. But I'm going to watch it anyway. And buying it on Blu-ray was not going to be financially responsible, so I bought it on DVD, which happened to be a 3-movie collection. I do have the original on 4K. There is a steelbook now in 4K, but I have the standard 4K copy. And then obviously, this was just cheaper buying the set than buying the third in Blu-ray. So that's why I got this set, simply because it was just cheaper, which is how I collect. So I have this. I'm not really putting a rush on the third. I may not even watch the third. I may at least just watch the second. But I may give it a shot. I'll throw up a review if I watch it. And we'll see what happens with this franchise. I don't even know if the new one will be any good. I just like the first one, and I want to have some hope that these are good. So here's another DVD purchase. We have VHS. To my understanding, this is the original one. I have seen one of the newer ones, but I know there's a lot of these, and I haven't really seen much of them at all. So I am looking forward to diving into this one to see more about the world of VHS. Hopefully, maybe they'll make this on VHS on VHS eventually. I just don't think VHS are making quite as much of a comeback as records are. That took off. But as far as this is concerned, I am going to watch this eventually. I have not seen it, but I do plan on watching it and diving more into the world of this VHS franchise. So here's this one. This next movie is a newer one. I reviewed it, I believe, a little while back. But I got the Blu-ray for this one. I couldn't justify it in my head getting the 4K for something that I didn't absolutely love, but I did really like this movie. I thought it was interesting, had a neat premise, kind of an original story. It just felt completely different, because the whole airdrop concept of being used in a horror element, I guess, kind of, sort of, is interesting, although I wouldn't consider this horror at all. I don't think it was really violent enough to warrant it being a horror movie, but that aside, it was cool. It's just because it comes from Blumhouse. It's kind of like Speak No Evil, the American version of the movie that came out with Blumhouse, but it didn't feel much like a horror movie. But that one was violent. This one just really wasn't. But it was so cool. So yeah, I have this one, and just as my collection now. So this one is no horror movie either, I guess. This is Homefront. This is sort of just standard Jason Statham action movie. I watched this probably on Netflix when I was, let's just say, injured, and I couldn't get up for really anything. So yeah, I watched this movie. I remember back then, of course, I had nothing else to do at that particular time. I really enjoyed it. So this was at Walmart. This was like, I think it was $5.99. So it was a cheap copy. It was a cool set to just, or not set, it was just a cool movie to pick up for a pretty affordable price, finding a new one at a Walmart. So I just thought that was a random find. It was a random pickup, but I think it's pretty cool. It's a fun action movie. It's him basically just being a sort of badass father that gets revenge on some bad dudes in town. So yeah, I thought this one's pretty neat. This next one, this was another $5.99. I think it was $5.99 pickup at Walmart. Sinister. I haven't heard a lot about this. Like, I don't have anything spoiled, but I have heard that people really like this one, and it is Ethan Hawke. So after watching The Black Phone, which I still want to put up a review on this channel for, I really want to dive into more of Ethan Hawke's work. I thought that movie was pretty cool, Black Phone. So yeah, I do want to see this one, simply because he's in it, secondly because I've heard this one's pretty good, and I'm going to check this out eventually. This next one is a comedy, 21 and over. This one was hilarious. I remember just laughing pretty much constantly through this movie. This was a lot of fun. It was, this is just a fun time. Watch this with some buddies. Watch this with friends. It'll make it better. This one I really liked, and I don't want to spoil really much about it at all. Just, it's a great comedy to watch with friends. This next one is one I wanted to pick up that I thought I got for a good price. It seems like, and I haven't done enough research to understand the difference between 4K movies being $24.99 or $27.99 or $29.99 or $34.99 for some Disney ones, I guess. But regardless, The Monkey, which I picked up, was $24.99 on Amazon, and it was also the same price for it at Walmart. So it was pretty affordable, especially for a 4K copy for, I believe, Neon, because I want to see more Neon movies, and this is one of them. This one's pretty cool. Got the back here, shows you some of the actors and characters in it. This one was a lot of fun. I got to see it a little early, so I had a cool experience with this, but even the experience aside, I thought this one was just actually really cool. It had a pretty wacky past couple minutes where it's just sort of just over the top stuff that was just absolutely fun. I enjoyed this one. This one was really cool. The kills in this one I felt like were just sort of sudden, but in a comedic sort of way, but in a good comedic sort of way. So I don't know how to describe it other than that, but this one at the time that it came out was a movie of the year contender for me, but I've seen so much, and this is definitely still a contender. There have been a lot of good ones this year, but this was definitely one of the highlights for this year. So yeah, I'm glad I have this copy. And then this next one, which will be our last movie that's not a steelbook, is I wanted to pick up another A24 copy of A Different Man. Now, I heard this one was, this movie just in general was nominated for a ton of stuff. There may even have some awards attached to this movie, but I haven't seen Sebastian Stan in much outside of Marvel. Even within just Marvel, I think he's one of Marvel's best actors they have. So I definitely want to dive into more of his work, because I know he's a phenomenal actor. I want to see more of the movies he's been in, and I've heard he's absolutely great in this one. So, gotta take it out on the side and see what comes with it. So I'll show you guys the cover. So here's the cover for it, and so here's the front. If you open it up, here is, make sure nothing falls out. Yeah, and here's the back, but if you hold it out, it makes one scene, which is pretty cool. And then you got the inside, which I'm sure is part of the movie as well. Yeah, this one's always pretty cool. They always have, yep, here we go. We got some of the art cards with that. I don't want to look at them just because I don't want to see potential spoilers for the movie just because I haven't seen it. But there are some art cards in here. This is what you get with A24 movies now, is there's always stuff that comes with it. You always get more bang for your buck with A24. So that's why I purchased this copy, because I wanted to have it. It's always cool to have a A24 copy at all. And I particularly really want to see this one because of the cast and what I've heard about it. So yeah, I'm looking forward to watching this. And then now we move on to the steelbook section of my haul, which is something I've been trying to do where I don't open it all the way. I'll just sort of use scissors or whatever to cut the film around it. So that for these holes, I can open it and we can both see the back of the movie together. So it's sort of like a surprise thing of seeing what's on the back of it, because you can see the front, but a lot of the movies, which I think both of these have, yep, they have J cards. So we can take it off and then see what's on the back. So for one of three, I pre-ordered the Minecraft Steelbook. I know a lot of people were sort of on the fence about this one, but I thought it was fun. This is just one of the turn your brain off and it's fun kind of movies. So yeah, I like this. So let's go and take this off. Another thing about this particular Steelbook is I really like, there's just multiple characters. It almost reminds me of my brother had a poster in his room. I remember a Minecraft poster where it was like just filled with multiple different characters throughout, almost kind of stylized like this. So I thought this was sort of, for me, it was almost nostalgic in a way, the cover for it. Once I'll try to, I know there's a crappy glare, but yeah, I thought it was kind of neat, just having all the different mobs and stuff for the movie. So we have our J card, and let's see what is on the back. It's more of the same stuff. That's cool. That's cool. All right, so yeah, we got on the front, besides the B, most of them are mobs and weapons. This is a lot of the dog, the pig, llama, the sheep. Yep, the sheep. This is just a lot of the more tamer stuff besides the Blaze, skeleton, and creeper. But so yeah, in general, let's open this up because I really want to see. Inside, I think, yeah, it's just, here, I'll show you. We got the creepers, which I think is on this side too. It's just creepers. So that's pretty cool. Go and put the thing back in here. And yes, now we can see all the different characters. So I really like this one. This one's pretty neat. It's a neat set. I'm glad I got this. This one's actually pretty cool. So yeah, I'm happy. Definitely happy with this. And now this next one, this one's really cool. This was probably the cooler one, so I probably should go ahead and save it for last. You know, I'm going to save this for last. I'm going to switch up the order. So here, this one, this next one, the next one, is one I really wanted to get for, I wanted to pre-order on Amazon or pre-order really anywhere I could find it, but by the time I got around to it, it was sold out everywhere. And that is the 50th Anniversary Jaws Steelbook. So yeah, I found this at a Walmart for $29.99, which is not bad at all. So yeah, I was very happy to see this. So let me go and take this off. I've always been a fan of the Jaws movie. I know I reviewed the franchise, and I wish I had the Steelbook for that review. But yeah, the 50th anniversary is just absolutely crazy that this movie is still a pillar in the not only filmmaking community, but horror community. A lot of people consider it horror, and I didn't find it scary in that sense, but a lot of people, their defense to me has been, this is the perfect prime example of less is more. And you know what? I completely agree with those people. For its time, I guess I've just seen so many modern horror that compared to standard pop-out horror, this one may not scare you like that. But I'm sure for when it came out, it was a pretty scary movie. So I gotta give credit where it's due. So yeah, let's go ahead and see what the back is. I'm hoping this one's really cool. I really do. All right. Well, this is That's still cool. Yeah, that's the same from the movie. So, yeah, that's still cool. I think the Minecraft is just cooler just because it's like one poster, but this one is pretty neat. So I'm happy with this, regardless of the back. I mean, this is just a beautiful artwork for the front here. So I absolutely love this one. This is really cool. Yeah, I'm really glad I found this one. One, that I was able to find it, and two, being able to get it, because this was the last one when I found it, which I just feel even more lucky that I found the last one of what I'm considering to be a rare copy of this movie. And so for the last one, we have, I believe this is Neon as well. Yep, it is. So I'm going to go and take the film off, just because this one doesn't really have a J card. This is pretty cool. This is Longlegs. So here is the steelbook for it. Now, because it's also, I don't know if it's Lionsgate. It might be. I'm just going crazy. I guess not. Well, because of this part, this usually means Lionsgate, but I don't see if this was Lionsgate at all, so I'm just an idiot. But irregardless, this was a really cool copy. I pre-ordered this on Amazon at one point, but it was $50, which is pretty insane. At the time, I wanted to pay for it, and then I changed my mind because that's just not really responsible. But I found this, I think I paid $24.99. It was either $24.99 or $29.99. Either way, it's a lot better than $50 for what a cool movie in 4K as well. Obviously, it's a 4K steelbook. And let's go ahead and find out so we can see what the back is. Because you can see the back from here, so I'm kind of spoiling it, but let's see. Alright, that's one of the characters from the movie. So yeah, you can still see that from this part, but what's cool is in the front, it sort of reveals the, you have the text here, then you raise it and you see the text on here. So this one is pretty cool. I think the inside has, yeah, including the disc, which is pretty cool, with the research going into, you know, part of the movie. So yeah, this was a really cool set. I think this was cool to save for last. I just love collecting. The steelbooks are really cool. All three of these are really neat. And I was really happy with my pickups this month. There have been times where I just purchased just to have some more, which is not really a good thing. But I was really happy with pretty much everything I got this month. So I'm very happy. I can't wait to show you guys what I purchased in July when August 1st comes around. And I can't wait to do more of these videos. And I have been meaning to do a couple more reviews. I've just been slacking. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna put more out. And thank you guys for watching this haul video while I sort of review some of these movies and explain a little bit more about what I've seen and what I haven't. I just love doing this. Thank you guys for watching. Keep it digging, you guys. See you next time. Thanks again for watching.